music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review of Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 3, episode 7. Tonight's lipstick. It is a really pink color. It is called in remembrance of Mother's Day. It is called Mother. I say Mother though. So yeah, it's called Mother. It is a really pretty color. This is like my 3rd review, and I've been drinking a little bit, so I don't know if the color is as. Let's see. Oh, here it is. So yeah, I like the color. Really, really, really do. So yeah, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. To all the mothers. So season 3, episode 7 of the show. People kept going in on me, not going on me, but I'm sorry, I've been drinking, y'all. Someone told me I was biased and that I just don't like Candace. And I just want to say, I don't like Candace. It don't make me biased. I didn't like Candace last week. I didn't. And I need y'all to stop using the word bias. I need y'all to look it up first before you say someone is biased, because I wasn't biased against Candace. Anywho, we see that Giselle and Candace are still arguing at the table. And you know what I'm saying? Candace said to Giselle, you and your wig need to sit down and shut up. But Candace's wig looks horrible, and she sells hair. So my thing is, you can't tell someone else to sit their wig down when their wig looks better than your wig. I mean, Candace's wig looks a little bit matted. It looks like the weave you go into the beauty supply and you go down to aisle 3, the really synthetic hair, the kind of hair that you can't use hot comb, like you can't curl with curl irons. She don't have a good wig. So I'm looking like, girl, you can't be talking about someone else's wig when your wig looks pathetic too, boo. Giselle hair looks better than yours. I need you to calm down a little bit, honey. And you should just say, sit your green-eyed ass down. That's what you should have said. But mentioning her wig was so wrong, because your wig looks very, very bad. And you sell no one's going to buy your hair when in the episode you look like you bought your hair from like a friend of a friend who like steal it from the beauty supply. Can't do it, honey, not at all. So, we see all of that is done or whatever. All the ladies starts getting settled in their own rooms. So they find their rooms, getting back to the rooms and all this stuff. And Candace is on the phone with her fiance. She's talking and chit-chatting and gossiping a little bit about the whole argument, fussing and fighting or whatever. And Monique's room is close to Candace's room. And so when Ashley's coming up, she's thinking she's bringing Monique a bag, but it wasn't Monique's bag. They can both hear Candace's conversation with her fiance. And Monique like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've heard her whole conversation. And we hear Candace saying how the other ladies are trash. No, they belong in the trash. And I don't need the approval of old thirsty bitches to be complete. Oh God. Ashley walks away like, girl, I ain't got time. It's just kind of just stupid. So Monique then go into the girl room like, okay, I'm trying to sleep, because she was kind of loud. She was loud. So what I'm saying, but I want to talk to you real quick. So she does go to find with her fiance, and her and Monique have a little sit down, a little powwow or whatever. Monique, for the most part, gives her some good advice. However, you giving her the opposite advice that you gave her in the beginning. She just reminds her to be mindful of the line not to cross, because she does not want the girl to say how they don't want her around. I think Monique is aware. I think everyone is aware, when you're on these shows, you have to get the girls to like you do, because if they don't want to shoot with you, you won't be back on the show. So I liked how Monique was saying her. You don't want to be like you don't want to get to a point where you're isolated. That's the thing you don't want to. So you have to straddle that line of standing up for yourself, but also not making it to where the girls don't like. You know what? I ain't get down. I don't want to film her. I'm straight. I'm good. Nope. No, thank you. And so, Candace, like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like I felt all this shade from Sharice and Giselle about my openness. And look, girl, shut up. Candace's problem was Candace was trying to make them like her. So she felt, if I answer all their questions and I give them all this information, they'll like me. But you forgot the info you were given is shade material. You told these ladies that your mama basically pays your way. That's what you said. And people said, well, it's her mama. Your mama, a person's parent can pay their way. But at some point as an adult, you have to pay your own way. Like you do. And Monique is not to that point. So my thing is, you are a 30-year-old person. Your mom paid for the house. Your mom paying for the wedding. Your mom give you an allowance. Your mom know all these things. Of course, they going to start saying stuff because they looking like her mama. She's kept by her mama. And she's an adult, and she's about to be married, and she's talking about how her husband, he is the poor one. But truth be told, if your mama cut you off, you'll be poor too. So I think it was the thing of she was trying her best to fit in. Like, oh yeah, my mom pays for this, my mom pays for that. But the ladies you were telling that to, they're completely like that. That ain't what they like. That ain't what they want. They gonna use that to shade you. You let them spray you with your own tea, mama. That's what you did. But I think she did it thinking, if I'm friendly and open and I answer their questions, they'll like me. And she didn't get, they gonna shade you first. They'll shade you first, like you second. So that part was kind of just crazy. And I felt like she was trying too hard. Anywho, we do see that there was like a luggage unaccounted for, honey. And when Ashley took the luggage to Giselle and Karen, honey, they said that was probably Candace's luggage. She brought it from her mama. I said, bitch, y'all going to hell. We do see that they are not going to like a little dinner party, little fancy thing or whatever. And Ashley is distracted because her mother keeps texting her. Now, her mom is texting her, asking her to borrow money. So we see a text of the mama asking, can she borrow $500? And I said, well, damn it, didn't she give you $4,500? Like, I'm still mad about that $4,500 per month. It still pisses me off. So, we see the little check saying her saying, can I get $500? I don't know. I have to see. Have you made other living arrangements or whatever? No, I haven't. So I'm like, wait, what's going on here? What living arrangements? So, but my thing is, at the point of me giving my mom $4,500 and she not doing what she's supposed to do, I'm going to go ahead and mute my mama's text messages. So my things, I won't even get them like when they pop up. I'll get them like when I'm stopping to look at my phone. But like, I would not be getting them just on GP. Because my thing is, I've given you $4,500 for one. And two, if it's something important enough, you'll call me. So if I mute your text messages, it's okay. You're not going to text me shit that's an emergency. So I would just mute the text messages, because anything you ask me about money, I don't care. I'll see it later on in the day when I go through all my texts. But I'm not going to hear the little ding and look at my phone. No, thank you. No, ma'am. No, thank you. So I think Robin or maybe Giselle, someone asked her, how was it going with her and Michael, with the whole her mom situation. And she said, well, we're doing kind of okay. My mom has to move out of the house by the end of the week. She's moving out by the end of the week, and she hasn't found anywhere else to go yet. So I'm kind of worried about what she's going to do. And I thought to myself, she and that man going to go live in a tent. Girl, that's going to happen. So we see, she said, Michael said that, I could not financially support her anymore. And if I did, like, he would not stay married to me. So he put his foot down. I think Michael said, "No, my goddamn money," and fucking uneven voice. And she finally listened. I think he gave her enough times to give her mother some kind of ultimatum, and she didn't. So he gave her one. Okay, you don't want to make your mama do nothing. Well, I'm gonna have to make you do something. And if I make you do something, then your money's gonna be cut off. And I think she felt like all this time, when I was younger, my mother would pick her boyfriends over me, which is why a lot of times I was with my grandparents. So at this point in time, I have to look at my marriage and my relationship, and that has to take precedence over her and what she needs. because my thing is, she's an adult. Like, she did it to me when I was a kid. She's an adult, and I don't have to ruin my marriage to help her stay in an unhealthy situationship. Because I don't know, all of that stuff or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? I also feel like Ashley married into money. And you do want, when you marry into money, you do sometimes expect your husband or your wife to, in a little bit of a way, help here and there. And again, Michael's issue was never that he did not want to help her mama. It was the fact that I can't help your mama and her deadbeat boyfriend. And I feel like your mama ain't shit because she didn't make that boyfriend of her get no job, and your mama boyfriend ain't shit because he wouldn't get up and go get a job. My thing is, if the only stipulation for my daughter or if I'm the boyfriend and the only stipulation that my girlfriend daughter want to keep paying our mortgage is for me to at least have a job, man, look, go get a job at her damn restaurant. Go get a job at Taco Bell. Go get a job at Major Magic. I don't care. Go get a job somewhere so that it can't be a thing of they're not trying to help her mom anymore because your ass is goddamn on deadbeat and don't want to do nothing. So my thing is, it's horrible that the mama didn't say, let me leave your ass alone because you ain't trying to help me. You won't even get up and get a job. And because you won't do that, I'm finna be homeless. I don't get when someone allows someone else's laziness to hinder their self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. And not only that, I feel like Ashley was trying to give her mama every single chance she could because she don't want her mama to be homeless. But at the end of the day, your mama don't care if she's homeless, because if she cared, she would, 1, make that man get a job, 2, put his ass out, or 3, just say, you know what, we don't need y'all money, we gonna move somewhere less expensive that we can afford on my salary alone. It might be in the slums of the ghetto of a poverty neighborhood, but at least it's ours, and I don't have any stipulations on who I can have in my place. But mama didn't even do that. She just said fuck it and kept just taking the money for a whole year. $50,000, girl, I wish somebody would offer to pay my bills. Man, bye. So at the same dinner or whatever, Karen ass drunk. She has to be drunk simply because she started going at Giselle and Sharice like, I want you guys to apologize to Ray because the comments you made are offensive and we're pissed off. And Giselle was like, we had a whole discussion at the whole book thing at my house, and everybody had to bring up what they was mad about. If you didn't bring it up then, I don't want to hear about it now. And then I just think y'all owe him an apology. Giselle then, she said, y'all need to leave my husband the fuck alone and apologize. Giselle then said, look, fine, I'll do it. I don't care. She also said, you know what I'm saying, he's a black broke Bill Gates. Who cares? But I don't think I owe him an apology. But she says I'll give him one to shut Karen up because Karen at this point is drunk. Robin then said, well, why are they apologizing? Like, is it for the Uncle Ben comment? Is it for the t-shirt? That pissed Karen off a little bit more. Honey, Karen called Robin the most ditzy bitch at the table. I think Candy's more ditzy than Robin. I really, really do. Because Candy ditzy ass told all of them her man got a brown penis and that he ain't got no money. That's some ditzy shit to say. Robin makes different decisions when it comes to wine, but I think she's pretty smart. I don't think she ditzy. But I do think Karen was just drunk because I'm like, she was getting upset. Like, why you want to repeat what she said? She's like, I'm not repeating. I'm asking you, what do you want them to apologize for doing? Like, what did they do? Like, what is it that they would want them to apologize for? But Karen, so in her feelings, honey, it was a whole situation. Robin is like, I ain't no bitch, and I'm offended you call me a bitch. I do think on these shows, when you just start calling people bitches and hoes and that kind of stuff, I do think that's far. If you want to call somebody dumb, or just, I don't know, I'm not with the name calling. Like, I don't see, like, when you arguing with somebody or having a heated discussion and you call them, you old ditzy bitch, that's a lot. And my thing is, y'all too old, well, at least Karen too old to be doing that. I mean, And y'all supposed to be like, it's just stupid. I don't care. You know, at the end of the day, they do, I think Ashley, Giselle, even no, Sharice and Giselle said, Karen, you was wrong for calling her a bitch. Like, that's just not even right because it wasn't even that serious. Like, well, I'm sorry for calling her a bitch. But they're like, no, you can't say but. Just apologize and leave it at that. So she basically apologizes. I don't know if she been to the, but I think she drunk anyway. So I think if you drunk enough, you calling someone a bitch or apologizing for it, it kind of cancels each other out. So who cares? We then see the ladies kind of getting ready to go on like these two separate outings. Like some of them are going fly fishing. Some of them are going like with those like plates. Those are called plate, like disc shooting or whatever. I don't know. I don't think you should ever give these ladies guns. But we do see Monique in the bathroom talking to Candace and how she thinks she got whiplash now. Girl, Karen. I mean, not even Karen. Lord Jesus. Monique, go have a seat. So the two separate groups do two separate things because there's so many of them or whatever. We do see Karen, because it was Karen, Giselle, Sharice, and Monique on the fly fishing part of it. You know, we see how they're all talking or whatever, and how Karen said that she does want Giselle and Sharice to apologize because what they said hurt Ray's feelings, and Ray was upset about it. So I get her taking up for her husband, but she's a little bit sober now, so she could say it a different terms. But she did say that again, I do want y'all to apologize. And then Sharice says, well, yeah, because what she didn't say before was it actually hurts Ray's feelings, so you know it's really him that was hurt or whatever. Cool, who cares? You know, I'm like, girl, I don't care either. We then see Sharice saying like, it was talking, and Karen wants to like hook me up with blue eyes, with fake blue eyes, as Karen says. So blue eyes, as y'all know, is supposedly Karen's driver, who people keep saying that she's having some kind of affair with. Giselle, like, you know, Ashley said that her son, her stepson, saw Karen and, you know, blue eyes getting real cozy, you know what I'm saying, doing little things, and she does mention to Karen, like, well, you know, Ashley said that they saw you, whatever, so she's still kind of talking about it. So Karen, like, you know what, if she spread that information, that's on her, but I will talk to her. Cool. We see Ashley, was Ashley, everybody else with them or whatever, Ashley, Candace, Robin, they on the other team. And we just see how Ashley said how she wants to check on Monique because she's like, I feel like Monique she drank a whole bottle of wine on the bus ride coming here, you know, and then plus she fell asleep patting the wheel or whatever. Ashley then said like, you know, yeah, she had like 4 drinks at the dinner before the accident, you know, I think something up because she keep drinking a lot. And, you know, Robin's like, you know, Monique said 2 drinks, Ashley saying 4, you know what I'm saying? The difference between 2 drinks and 4 drinks is a lot. I said the difference between 2 drinks and 4 drinks is a goddamn DUI. That's the difference between 2 and 4, because my thing is, you can possibly not be drunk under 2 drinks. The in between the 2 and the 4, that's where the DUI come in. So it's all my stuff going on. They all meet up at like a ropes course obstacle thing where you have to climb up on them ropes and like rock across stuff and then zip line. I would never do that simply because I am terrified of heights. My nephew, who had his play at his school, we had balcony seats, and I came a little bit late, so it was dark, the lights were drawn, and we was up on a balcony, and I couldn't, you know, I have night blindness, so I can't see at night, and like trying to walk through the aisles of the seat on the balcony, all you see is nothing, and all I see is like I'm gonna walk and trip and fall, and I'm gonna fall and die. So I just went downstairs and sat downstairs because I'm terrified of heights. So I could never do stuff like that because I'm just too scared of heights. But the ladies are all doing it. You know, the older ladies don't do the whole climbing up thing. That was a lot. The younger ladies do that. Except Robin did go and she did it too. And Robin was saying how she's happy that her and Candace are kind of. Robin said how she's happy her and Candace kind of hanging out. She said even though Giselle kind of don't like her, she's like, I don't mind her. And we see how Ashley and Robin are kind of mending things after the whole debacle with the stuff that Ashley said. But I'm like, shit, in a minute, as soon as Ashley don't like something that wine do, she gonna say something crazy. So, you know, let's see how long it lasts. But for the most part, all the ladies do have fun on it or whatever. It was cool. We do see there's a dinner, and basically Monique kind of gets caught up in things that she's been saying. They were saying, oh yeah, all y'all was tagging out, what y'all talking about? So when someone said they were talking about Monique and or everybody, Monique then said, well, yeah, I kind of brought up how I talked to you, Candace, and I told you that, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to kind of pop off too much or too quick about things, that you want to, that it can be taken the wrong way, so that you don't, like, get isolated. And she was like, well, yeah, you did say that or whatever. Honey, Ashley then says, but I think she did exactly what we told her the first time. She really did that. They then show footage when Monique was telling her, like, if that was me, and if they had said something about my ring, I would have popped off, I would have took my shoes off, I would have been in their face. Da, da, da. So Ashley was saying, like, Candace did exactly what you told her you would have done on the bus with Sharice. She went at Sharice and got loud, and she popped off. She did what you said, and she was like, oh, and then Monique then said, not Monique, Candace then said, well, yeah, because, you will also mention to me that you felt like Sharice maybe had issues with me because she was jealous about us becoming friends, and she could be jealous of that or whatever. And then I didn't say that. And so they showed the footage of her saying that. And that footage be a baby, that'd be a killer. So at this point in time, Robin and Giselle, like, so you put the seeds in her head. That's why she was so turned up. Her girl was on the bus, because you put a seed in her head that Sharice didn't like her and that Sharice was jealous. So that's why she popped off like that. And then she's like, well, that ain't what I said. And it's like, that's what you said. It might not have been what you meant, but it's what you said. So at this point in time, she said, no, what I was trying to say was, no, I think it was a Karen, or somebody, I think it might have been Karen. She said, if someone says something, you have to, act on it in that moment. You can't get mad about it later. She said, yeah, what I was saying was, in the moment of what Sharice said to you, you weren't upset. You got upset later and then addressed it later. I was saying you need to say stuff in the moment and not wait. That's what I was trying to say. It was whatever. So Candace do say, like, at that moment I wasn't mad, and later on, I guess it defended me, but I get what y'all saying. She then apologizes to Sharice for calling her a bitch and a geriatric grandma, and then Sharice said, yeah, because I'm not one, and then and I'm not a little girl. Sometimes Candace acts young. I wouldn't say she acts like a little girl, but she just acts, like, yeah, oh my god, you didn't defend me now, but you'll defend me later. That's the whole thing or whatever. Who cares? But, it's kind of squashed. At this point in time, Robin then asked Monique, well, are you okay? Because there's a lot going on. Like, Ashley mentioned, I'm like, they be telling. Ashley mentioned how you had 4 drinks before your accident. Ashley looked like, bitch, you just talked me on the table. Monique like, I had 2. And then she's like, oh, well, Monique, Ashley said 4. Well, did I say 4? Yes, you said 4, Mama. You did say 4. And they like, was you drunk? Because Ashley said, well, Ashley then says, well, I was a little drunk, so I know she had to be a little tipsy too. And I know we had at least 3 drinks. So Monique then say, this is how you can tell Monique is kind of lying a little bit, because she's saying I had 2 margaritas. What was it, margaritas? Martinis. She kept saying I had 2 martinis, whereas Ashley saying like she had like 4 drinks. Ashley says the waiter gave us around. We got like 2 more. She's like, we had at least 3 drinks. We did not just have 2. Monique then says, I was sipping on a Moscow Mule. And then I said, I don't like this. I then asked the waiter to get me a martini. He got me 1 martini. I drank that. I then got a second martini. So my thing, at the end of the day, that's 3 drinks. Point blank period, that's 3. So you might have had 2 martinis, but you had a 3rd drink before the first, the second and third. So you had at least 3 drinks. And that's what Ashley was saying, like, no, we had like at least 3 drinks. That's part 1. So on one form or another, she's mistaken on how she's explaining it. Because when she said, well, I was drinking on that, and then I didn't like it, I ordered something different, that's still 3 drinks, one way or the other. She then said, Giselle's like, well, you need to be careful, because if you got pulled over and got, breathalyzed, it would have been something, would have been, oh no, I think I would have passed. When she said, I think I would have passed, you had been drinking. You had been drinking. Let's just make that clear. So, she then said, I had to have 5 drinks before I start throwing up. I wasn't drunk. there's a difference between being sleepy and then being drunk when you're driving. Girl, no, it's not. When you're drunk, you start feeling sleepy. It isn't until you wake up that you feel like purely shit. So she is trying to fight this I was drunk situation. And the thing about it is, I like what I think Giselle said that. It's like, you don't have to be drunk to not be behind the wheel. And that's absolutely necessarily true. I'm going to do a story time about the one time I was too drunk to drive and it was crazy. Anywho, it's just crazy how she was trying to rationalize it to say, I need 5 drinks before I throw up. If 5 drinks make you throw up, then 2 drinks absolutely positively gets you drunk. And you didn't just have 2 martinis, you had 2 martinis and a Moscow Mule. That's 3. Karen then says, like, look, there's a 0 tolerance in Maryland for drinking and driving. You can't do that, because if you get pulled over, like, they don't play. She admits that I'm so sorry, y'all, that she's made mistakes in her past. Karen did. And she says that she actually does have a DUI, and she's like, it's just not smart. Now, I feel like, again, Monique's idea of drunk is, I was too drunk to be driving. And I don't think that's what anyone is saying. I think everyone's saying is, you had a few drinks and you was tipsy and you was driving, and because you was drinking and driving and tired, that's how the accident happened. And in hindsight, that's exactly what the fuck drunk driving is. It's when you are already, you're not supposed to be behind the wheel. Thank God that you didn't fall asleep and hit somebody else, because no one would have said, "Oh, she was just tired." Yeah, she had some drinks. She just had 2 drinks, but she wasn't drunk. That's not how it go. That's not how any of it works. So I think Monique is trying to save face, to be like, I wasn't drinking and driving, but you were, Mama. And I think if you weren't trying to deny it so much, it wouldn't be like a big issue. But you're denying it so much to where it seems as if you had some drinks and you was tired, and the drinks made you been tired, made your ass drunk, and it made you sleepy, and you damn near crashed your whole car. It is what it is. When Abby asked her if everything's okay, she's like, it's just so much I go through. I'm doing all this stuff. Oh, I'm making this. I'm baking a cake. I'm cooking some pies. I'm watering the grass. I'm building fences. I'm putting a roof on the house. All these. She didn't say those things. You know what I mean? She went the whole little. I'm a mom. I got 2 kids. I ain't got no nanny. No, I can't. I haven't hired a nanny yet. I'm doing this. I'm adding all these things. All these optional. All these things that she's doing because she wants to, and not because she has to. She's making herself busy for whatever her reasons may be. But I feel like in every episode, she's crying about how busy she is, but it's by her own doing. You know what I'm saying? It's by her own doing. She does not have to do all of that. She chooses to. And I think that's why when I watch other people's reviews on this, they say the same thing. She complaining about being busy as if it's a necessity, and it's not. You want to. You're doing this because you want to. You don't have to. If you tired, and if you so tired, you gonna fuck around and get drunk and drive, and you be sleepy or whatever, take one thing off your plate, mama. Anywho, the end of the episode, we see Karen. She tried to shut Ashley down on this blue eye rumor or whatever. She's talking to Ashley, like, I need you to stop talking about it. Ashley like, well, look, did you and your husband have some kind of arrangement? Like, we know what's something going on. Like, if there's something going on, you can tell us about it. Ashley has this thing to where she feels like the ladies have to tell everything that's going on. And I do feel like even if you own a reality show, you can keep little pieces of your life to yourself if you share everything else. But I think Ashley feel like, okay, if something's out in the air, we should talk about it. Because we should. That's what you should do. And some people don't work like that. Like, they don't want everything out. So when she said, well, do y'all have some kind of arrangement? And she's like, no, we don't have any kind of arrangement. You saying, I have several male friends. My husband isn't insecure. He's very secure in, me as his wife. When she say, well, have y'all been physical? Honey, Karen said, has your husband and that man in London been physical? I said, bitch. Now, Abby had a good point when she said that Karen continually deflects whenever she asks any questions about her husband. I feel like she deflects because she don't like you when you ask those kind of questions. It is what it is. But she says, no, those, my husband has not been physical. Those are rumors. Nothing is true about that, And why do you keep deflecting when I ask you these kind of questions? I'm like, because that's what it is. So Giselle, at this point, Giselle and Ashley ask, well, who hangs out in public with a man who there are consistent rumors that y'all cheat? Like, why are y'all canoodling in public? It just seems kind of crazy. You would think that, y'all would not be hanging out. Does Ray like this or whatever? She said, well, if Ray wanted me to stop hanging out with him, I would. Ray has no issue with this or whatever. I don't know. Karen to me seemed like that she might be cheating because she wants some sex. And I don't see Ray trying to give it to her no more. I think Ray is at an age to where he like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I don't see them having sex. So I feel like, what if it's not an arrangement? It's an understanding that because I'm not giving her sex and she might still want sex, I'm allowing her to get it from somewhere else. So it's not an arrangement. It's an understanding. Two different words. So at this point in time, Cherie says, well, you shared with me, you talked to me, you said that Ray asked you for a divorce. They was like, oh, what? And she says, yes, he did. I feel like, because then it went off. I feel like she's going to say, at one point in our marriage, he did. I don't think she's going to say that he recently asked her for a divorce. I would not be surprised at the same time, because again, I don't see them being like doing it or whatever. I think they're married and they've been married for so long. It's just a marriage of convenience at this point in time. And they may still love each other, but I think, at the end of the day, I think Karen maybe still have needs and Ray don't fulfill those needs. So who knows what's going on? Anyway, that's how the episode went off. So put your comments below and let me know what you think. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay's Corner. Peace.